mynews.studio.
Under the desert sun, Syria is about to launch its first major solar farm since sanctions were lifted. The country hopes this project will help light up a nation that's been through years of darkness. But the question remains, can new foreign investment really overcome the old wounds left by conflict?
Just to ground us, today is August 22nd, 2025. Syria is back in the news, but this time it's for something different: solar energy. How did this shift happen?
It's quite a shift. After the US, EU, and UK lifted their sanctions, foreign investors moved in quickly, especially in renewables. The Syrian government just announced a 1,000-megawatt solar farm. That would cover about 10% of the country's entire energy demand. Before this, Syria depended on oil, and when that wasn't available during the conflict, they switched to imported diesel.
10% from just one project is pretty notable. But they're not stopping at solar, are they? I heard about some new gas plants too.
That's right. There are 4 new combined-cycle gas turbine plants coming online, together adding about 4,000 megawatts. The plan is for gas turbines to provide steady, reliable power, while solar handles part of the daily demand curve. This combination should help cut down on oil use and reduce the need for imported fuels, which have been expensive and unreliable during the war.
So is the main goal here making sure the lights stay on, or is this more about rebuilding the economy?
It's really both. On one hand, energy security is urgent. The grid took a huge hit during the war, and outages are still common. But the government is also thinking about economic recovery and attracting foreign investment. Renewables are central to that. There's a climate aspect too. Shifting from fossil fuels to solar helps Syria align with global emissions goals.
But rebuilding isn't just about new infrastructure. What are the main obstacles? Ongoing instability? Corruption?
Those are definitely key challenges. Politically, the country is still fragile with unresolved tensions. Corruption is a long-standing problem. Payment systems aren't always clear, and bureaucracy can slow things down or misdirect funds. Technically, it's also tough. Integrating new solar projects into a damaged grid, repairing infrastructure, and reaching areas that never had reliable electricity in the first place.
And what about the cost for ordinary people? Solar is cheaper than it used to be, but is it actually affordable for most Syrians?
The upfront cost is still a real barrier for most households and small businesses. That's where international organizations come in. Groups like the World Bank and UNDP are offering grants and helping Syria design national plans to make solar more accessible. There are also local initiatives, such as the Darnes project, working to get solar panels to farmers so they can cut down on diesel use in rural areas.
With this much international involvement, is there evidence that things like corruption or inefficiency will actually improve?
There's optimism, but no guarantees. International investors and organizations are pushing for clearer payment systems and stricter transparency. The government has agreed to higher standards, but the real test is in enforcement, whether reforms and anti-corruption measures are actually carried out. Oversight is better, but old habits are hard to break.
So it's not just about installing solar panels out in the desert. This is really a test of whether foreign investment and new tech can change how Syria is governed and rebuilt.
Exactly. And it's also about what happens after sanctions end. Does international support actually drive meaningful reform and recovery, or do existing problems just get new funding? It's a question with implications far beyond Syria. Other post-conflict countries are going to watch this closely.
It also raises the bigger issue of how climate and geopolitics connect. Sanctions shape when and how countries can invest in renewable energy, and that affects both local economies and the global fight against climate change.
Syria is where post-conflict rebuilding, the global energy transition, and international politics all meet. The solar push is ambitious, and whether it works could influence how other countries plan their own recovery and sustainability after conflict.
So as Syria tries to turn sunlight into something more stable, the world will be paying close attention. Will energy reform lead to deeper change, or will the old issues stick around?
That's the core story here. Thanks for breaking it down with me. For anyone interested in how solar energy is changing post-conflict societies, this will be one to follow.
Thanks for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.